Hey guys, so now normally we would be talking about a bass line here, but playing a bass line on this tune, I don't know, it just sounds a little bit hokey to me, and so instead what I decided to do was actually just create an actual arrangement for you, all right? So you have kind of like this two-hand, full arrangement. You could play this along with the band, but it's also designed really so that you could play it solo, all right? So let's go through it and take this step by step. All right, so I'm just going to play it. Really don't need much explanation, so let me just play it measure by measure, all right, and then I'll play it a few times so you can just get down all of the notes. All right, so here we go. And last thing I want to say before I show you this stuff, remember, all of this can be, you could play around with this. Like if you don't want to just do the half notes in the left hand, if you want to do... if you want to like kind of arpeggiate that more or add some more motion in there, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But let me just play you what I have here. So, okay. Oh, actually, this is what I was playing. Oh yeah, it's written as that. I'm going to change that into music. It should be this. Okay. Let me do that again for you. So you see how sometimes I'll go, I might double the melody down there. It's totally fine. You could play it single note like that, or double it. Okay, try doing it with me. Ready? Go. Okay, let's move on. F. Okay. I'm going to play it and I'm going to talk as I play it. So one thing you notice is here how I'm using the chord tones underneath, right? So here, the D minor 7, right? So you see how I brought in the 5th and the 7th in here? I could have also brought in the 9th as well if I wanted to. But it would have sounded a little bit too jazzy. Okay? So when you have these melody notes that are not part of the chord, some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood, hop a flight to Miami Beach or to Hollywood. When I'm taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line, I'm in a New York state of mind. All right, so welcome to the two-handed comping section. I'm not going to sing any more of this song. I'm not going to brutalize you like that. I am not a singer, but you could hear how this is actually a really nice song to, if you want to try your hand at singing. It's not a bad tune to try your hand at singing. So let's go through what we're talking about here for the two-handed comping. All right, so what you notice is the left hand is pretty much the same as what's been going on, not much different there. What you'll notice here is that the right hand, right, is just playing these triads or 7th chords. But notice that the top notes, all right, of these voicings, I try to keep close to what is being played for the melody, all right? And that makes it just a little bit easier. Some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood, right? So you can see that those top notes are pretty darn close to the melody. So One way of starting this is you could do no left hand. You could just do, some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood, right? And just do the chords in the right hand and just kind of work through them that way. What I'm going to do for you right now is I'm just going to go through line by line. I'm going to play each line one time. You can go back and rewind the video if you want to see it again, but I'll do it nice and slow for you. So. Measure 5 on here is really just the improvisation, and we're really going to focus mostly on this whole part, all right? Because once you get those concepts that I'm going to share with you today, you can, move them on to the rest of the song. All right, so let me just play a little bit of improvisation first to start, just to give you kind of set the stage for you. That's just way too slow. Sorry. There's slow, and then that's a little too slow for that too. Here we go. So anyway, just noodling around here and improvising around this. So the first thing that you want to get down is you need an accompaniment. So anytime you're going to improvise, I've said this before, but it's important that I just kind of reiterate this stuff because these are very important, concepts. So if I'm saying something more than once, that means that, oh, okay, yeah, this really has a lot of weight. You have to have your left hand accompaniment down, right? Reason is you need something to play in the left hand. The last thing you want to do is you don't want to be doing this, Right? I mean, you got a left hand here. You want to be doing something with that left hand and not just, putting it on your lap. So there has to be something in the left hand. And what happens a lot of times, especially with improvisation, right, is we spend so much time thinking about the right hand. What do we do in the right hand? What scales do we use? What notes do we use? That we never really focus enough attention on that left hand. So when it comes time to improvising, we haven't really gotten the left hand down. So the left hand is not really strong. We're still a little bit weak there. And then that means that now the brain can't be focusing mostly on the right hand because the brain also has to focus on the left hand to figure out what the heck to play. Now, the beauty of this more rock pop or rock into jazz feel is you could do a lot of octaves. In fact, not only can you do a lot of octaves, it actually sounds best if you do a lot of octaves, all right? So if I'm playing like, right? I mean, like those voicings, yes. Can I do that and make a more jazzy version of New York State of Mind? Yes. Are you going to like it? Are other people going to like it? Am I going to like it? Who knows? But the point is, a lot of times we're not going to overly jazzify these rock tunes because it just doesn't sound right. It's kind of out of place, right? What's very typical for jazz music, and this song as well, is that we will also move into different key centers. Okay? Meaning that just because we're in the key of C for the entire song, we don't play all the chords from the key of C. We'll also move into different key centers, but boom, just like that when we're moving to the F, right? So we start in C, we move to F, and then we go back to C. All right, so now when we are in this key center of C, we want to look for any chords that are outside of the key of C. It's actually pretty simple. Find any chord that has a black note in it. Okay, so what do we got? E7. That's outside. C7, that's outside. G minor, that's outside as well. Okay? So you can see right here, the C and the A minor, that's letting you know that those two chords, oh yeah, major pentatonic all day long. They'd sound great. Okay? But when you go to the E7, okay, if I like come right here and play the C major pentatonic starting on E, what do we notice? You got that G natural there, you got that A right there. I mean, probably the most egregious note would be what? The G natural, right? Minor third, some dominant. So I might want to hit that. I might also want to say, okay, I don't want the 11, I want to move there. What about these notes up here? Well, guess what? There's some tension in there. You could keep playing. It doesn't matter. It's that third. Remember again, what are the notes of the chord that really solidify the chord? The guide tones. So if I got my third and seventh in there, that's really what I'm looking for. Whereas when I do this, I don't have the right third and seventh. So the main note that I'm thinking about is this one right here. Now I kind of got away with that by doing that grace note, but now check this out. Oh, sorry. Let me play that a little higher. See what I did there? Okay. So obviously I did that because, right, the E7. So just kind of paying attention. And what's nice is a song like this moves slow enough that I could kind of look forward and say, oh, E7, wait a second, I know C major pentatonic ain't going to fit super well over that. All right, let's keep going.